Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will check out the OP08 leader Purple Black King. He is maybe more like a lower rogue deck leader, I would say. Like some people even think he is even less than a rogue deck. I can understand that for sure. He definitely has some problems, but on the other hand, he can also, if he gets rolling, definitely beat some of the meta decks. And yeah, he was requested from one of the comments under my video, and that's why I thought, like, why not try him again in the new OP11 meta and just checking a little out, like, how can he work. Like, as you can see from the deck list, nothing really changed. I only tried to include the Kaido because that was also requested, so, or more like recommended, so I thought, like, why not trying it. I mean, just as a 2-off, instead of 4 Lins, I included 2 more Kaidos. And yeah, otherwise the decklist is kinda the same. In general, you have your big beater, like Kaido, Kuzan, Lin. Usually Lin is more like the defensive option. Kuzan is usually the one, if you can, you want to play him the first, because he can reduce the cost of all cards on the board for, or all characters for 5 cost. And then the other big ones, like Kaido is more an aggressive one, like he can remove a big one, and especially in combination with Kuzan, he can remove anything and discard a card. Of course, you need to discard a card as well, but that's why your leader can draw a card, so it's kind of even, I would say. You can discard maybe an additional Onigashima. And yeah, otherwise the deck is a little weak against early game, against early pressure. You have 2 blocker, but usually you're not drawing them. I don't know why, but I rarely draw a queen, and also because he is a 1k counter card, it's sometimes really nice to use him instead of using 2Ks for a 7k attack. You have some removal also before you use the Kuzan. Sometimes you cannot use the Kuzan, so they are more like your low budget removal, especially like in combination with Kaido with Lin, the Tempest Kick. Jack is more like in the middle. He is, yeah, just a 7k, a 7 cost card, so you can play him usually a little earlier. And yeah, most of the other cards are, okay, Searcher, and most of the other cards are just 2Ks. So let's go right into the first video. I don't know why, but they changed the media player again. So yeah, we are back with the old one, and yeah, we can, as you saw, we are able to put the speed again at 1.5. Oh, I forgot. I'm always forgetting about going back to the lobby. For the small music in the background, I quite enjoy the music. Okay, so we go first. We play out the queen. A nice searcher, we have a blocker, the Lin for the earlier defensive option. The Lin is a little unbeneficial, I would say, or uncomfortable in the 9 Dawn turn, because you're losing a Dawn, and if you don't have the Onigashima, then it's definitely not that nice. So yeah, she can be sometimes a little blocking for your 10 cost Kuzan. If you want to use your leader ability, of course. Because your leader ability returns 2 Dawn, and usually every turn you get 2 Dawn, so that is kind of equal if you're at 10 Dawn. But if you play the Lin, oh, nice trigger. So we remove the Jinbei blocker. Yeah, if you're at the 10 Dawn turn and you remove 3 Dawn, you definitely need the Onigashima, otherwise you kind of go minus, of course. Okay, 6 Dawn turn, we actually don't have a lot of options. I mean, it's kind of nice that we can attack now with our Searcher, which always feels good, at least to have a use for him. I mean, he gets KO'd next turn by Kami anyways. And then use the blocker. If Jinbei is not countering, no. He takes the second life as well. Then his trash is also the new Arlong card, which is quite nice. I'm also working on a Hoodie Jones deck. I like Fishman type quite well, but before it was maybe a little bad. Yeah, we gave him the blocker. Jinbei can rest cards, so that's why our blocker was rested, and then I'd rather give him the blocker because the leader can KO them both anyways. I'm also a little confused, like why he attacked the queen and not the BB. Okay, he goes 7 into life. So now we can KO next turn the Kami. And we took that. So we can play now the Linden. We return one card, trash one card, Onigashima, and yeah, put the Tashigi on top of life. I'd rather put Tashigi on top of life even if it's a 2k because I know what kind of card it is. So it helps me a little more to think about what kind of cards he could have in hand. If he gets a random card like drawing, so like two random cards, then it's way harder for me to understand what he draw. So usually if I, like the Hoodie Jones, I maybe would put at the bottom of the life. I mean, I could also put it on the top, depends on if I'm at low life or not. If I want to give him the chance to play it again and take another life, sure, go for it. But otherwise, I wouldn't really do that. Okay, a Tempest Kick. I guess I would not use the leader ability, like not really sense of KOing. Yeah. We definitely need a big card here. Oh nice, there's the Kaido. So we can KO the Hoodie. It's kinda lucky that Hoodie is a 7 cost card. So yeah, probably the finger pistol will be not needed here. So he needs this card. Oh, there's a Zoro. Okay, definitely a strong card. So now use the leader ability, return 2, Tempest Kick. So now we can go 6 into 5. Let's see if he can do something. I'm always a little confused about Jinbei because I saw him topping at some events in the east side, but on the other hand lately he's got a little quiet about him. So I'm not really sure if he can work or if he is more like a lower rogue deck leader like King. Or even worse, I don't know. I heard a lot of people think like Jinbei is definitely not that strong. But yeah, sometimes leader can come out of nowhere if some people crack the code. So there's the new Jinbei, kinda strong card, so he can rush now in our leader. Oh, and there is the Fun Deck, I guess his name. That is a really overpowered card. I mean, did he took a life for that? No, he didn't. I thought Van Deck also takes a life. Oh no, you need to trash a card. Ah. Yeah, definitely a strong card. Can KO anything which is rested. Another Kami search, okay, nice. I mean, he's missing some of the bigger attacker. He can go now with Jinbei into Kaido if he gives him 1-don, but he leaves the 1-don open for the event. Why there is a second don open now? Was there only one? Yeah, there was only one. Can Jinbei stand up 1-don? I'm a little confused at the moment. Yeah, there's another don. Ah, yeah, Jinbei activates 1-don. Okay, then he should have attacked Kaido, for sure. Or maybe he has the 1-cost event 2 times, but it's kinda unlikely that I will attack 2 times. Okay, we don't have any big card, which hurts a little here. So yeah, we need to use any of our cards. So we take the X-Ray. He discarded another Zoro, crazy. Also a card which got really expensive lately. I'm not that sure about Zoro, like feels like a lot of decks want to play him, but actually there are not many decks which actually can play that card and are good at it. So I just wanted to check if I can use it again, but I needed to discard a card first and I wasn't sure if I should try it, so I thought like, okay, never mind. This in the card text it's stating that only one time when this card was played, I guess this is the right term. So now 10 into 5, he probably needs to take it, or he gives us the 0 cost event, the 1 cost event. The kind of pinkish one. Let's see if you wanna do that. Nope, he takes it crazy. Maybe he has not enough counter power for 10. But yeah, I guess he lost already. Okay, Hoodie Jones KO something. I mean, if he has a one deck and KOs our Kaido, then maybe he has a chance, but we can KO the blocker for sure with our, what was the name again? Our 5 cost card. And then we can just swing 10 into 5. So let's see, okay. He plays another searcher, maybe for getting a 2k, makes sense. There's a 2k. Five into who's who. We take the okay, nice. Nice trigger, GG's. That game is definitely done. So we take the last hit. And even if he gets his 1 cost event now active because of Jinbei, restand the last one. Yeah, it's just. Let's see if he even can counter out 11 into 5 without any blocker. Okay, 8, so he needs. Yep, he can. And then. I'm a big fan of splitting them off. I don't know, some people like to give everything to one character. I'm always having a better feeling if I use my character. Okay, next game is Nami. Also one of the newer leader and definitely a strong one, but not as strong as people thought, I guess. Maybe not tier 1, but tier 2 probably. I haven't seen the blocker that often, so that is interesting. 2 times search, we got the Onigashima, some big characters, some KOing. Finger pistol, yeah, why not? Said that we trashed Kaido, but I guess it's fine. Defensive Linlin, definitely a good one. Because Nami will also start to trash our life. Why did we only have... Did she trash one of our life? I was a little... no, she attacked with 8, okay. Where are we? I guess here, right? Yeah. Her turn, she plays a law. And then... Okay, 9 into 5. We need to take that. We don't have enough counter for that. Okay, now we got every big one. That is nice. And we are at 8 on. So we can play the Kaido. The Jack. Use the ability. KO the blocker. And next turn we can play the Kuzan. If we need to. The Linden is also an option, but I guess the Kuzan is probably better. Depends on how defensive we need to go. If she attacks now with 10 again, then maybe we need to play the Linden. But if we can counter out of the next attack, then we are able to play the Kuzan, I guess. Maybe if she also plays a big character. Okay, we can counter that out easily. Oh, okay. Trash 2 cards or trash a life? I guess trash 2 cards. But that is also a really nice target for Linden. for pushing it back to life. Because it has 0 counter. Like the Linden has 0 counter. I mean, we can KO it then with Kuzan also. With Jack and Kuzan in combination. That is also not that bad. Yeah, we played at Kuzan. It feels always really great if you can play out the Kuzan more earlier. Because then you can KO nearly everything or push it back to life or something. So even if she plays out the 8 cost Luffy, the rush one, we can KO that easily. Okay, she plays 1 again. Hard to say if we should trash our cards from hand. Maybe trash the cards, yeah, just the 2k and the 1k. So we give her 2 2ks, doesn't really matter. We could even play another Kuzan. That's crazy. So now we can literally KO anything. And go straight into life. But she counters out also quite aggressively. It's a little untypical for Nami, I would say. Like usually she wanna take some life and gain some life and yeah. But maybe not the best hand because she also... Oh yeah, there he is. Okay. Yeah, kinda sad we need to let that go. We have not enough counter power for that. But at least we have 1 left, which is nice. So maybe now is a good time to play the Lin as we are at our last life. To go a little more defensive. Okay, and she... Oops. She surrenders here. Kikunoju, Blackbeard and Eustace. Yeah, she couldn't really establish a board, which felt really bad for her. And really lucky for us, like, usually Nami builds up the board a little. And removes character and draws a lot of cards so you cannot take her life. But she can start to trash your life. And yeah, here in this game she definitely not had the power to establish a board. We were a little faster, I would say. Okay, so next one is against Doffy. He is not really a OP11 leader, also more like a rogue deck leader, but something that I found quite interesting, so I thought like why not playing or trying play against him. We are maybe like King and Doffy are maybe at the same stage of tier probably. Also he benefits a lot from the new OP10 cards. At least what I thought. I never played him actually, to be honest. And I haven't seen him that often. But from what I remember, like the new purple card should fit kinda nicely into him. Especially like the Doffy maybe. Maybe also some of the event cards. The Searcher probably. Okay, we counter out a little aggressive. And now we don't have any card to attack here or to play. We should have kept the queen. So that's what what I meant earlier. Like the queen is nice, but I trashed it maybe a little too often sometimes. Also, I don't want to lose a Don, so I wouldn't even use the ability from queen. Okay, there's the birdcage, which is the signature card of green-purple Doffy. But it's not really fitting against us, so let's see if he can do something against our deck. So now we can start to play Lin. But as you can see now we are at 9 Don. And even if we have the Onigashima, we cannot use our leader ability here at this point for draw 2 cards. So 5 into 5, okay. We took that, interesting. Probably later I am like maybe slight misplay. I mean, but on the other hand we have a lot of life cards, so I guess it's fine. Ah yeah, there's even the green blocker Doffy. I forgot about him from OP09. Definitely also a strong card. But here's the Kuzan. KOing the blocker anyways. So 5 into 5. Let's see if he has an event for that. Yes, he has. And this is also one of the events that Sugar is playing. So he will rest. Okay, interesting why he's not resting the Linlin. So one attack less. Maybe he tries to KO the Kuzan this turn. Like preparing a big attack. But we still have the blocker, so I'm not so sure about that. He needs to KO the blocker first. And then we are still able to counter out of 2, 4, 6, 7. Or yeah, 16k attack. We give the blocker because we still have one. And next time we will probably play the Linden, push the Doffy back to life. He has 0 counter, so doesn't really matter. So he's losing 8k of Don, 8k, 8 Don. Okay, he plays another 2, interesting. So push the active one back to life. So we gain another Don. So I will work now a little on his life. Like trying to get some of his life cards. We already had 3 big characters, so what did he trash here? Okay, he gains 1 Don. Ah, spiderweb, okay. Okay, so now we can go 6 into 5. Probably takes that, yeah. And now 10 into 5. Let's see if he gives us the blocker. Probably not. Yeah, he takes it. Because he needs some... Another Kuzan. Okay, that will hurt a lot next turn. So we will KO anything. Probably the Doffy. Okay, give him a 2k. I don't know why he's not attacking a little bigger. Maybe he needs the Don for attacking, I don't know. Nice trigger, so the blocker is also gone. Would have been nice if he attacked for life first and we KO'd the blocker then, but anyways, it's fine, I guess. So we can give it 2k here, it doesn't really matter. Okay, big Doffy. We can KO that, instant. And there he's gone. Take 2 Don, draw 1. Yeah, now we are in a circle, you can see like it's impossible to beat us probably at this point for Doffy. With 4 big characters on the board, still 3 life, drawing every turn a card, and still have a blocker left. That's crazy. I don't know why he gave the Doffy plus 2000. Maybe because he saw it doesn't matter anyways and he couldn't really draw anything. Or like use or like trash anything from his hand. Okay, so he wanna go 10 into something. I don't know why he always does the small attacks. He should have started more earlier to just go like maybe 11 or 12. Okay, interesting. He plays the Linden as well. And pushes our blocker to life. Okay. Yep. I guess this game. And now a Jack even, which is quite nice. For KOing his board, but yeah, as I said, it doesn't really matter at this point. We just go full ham now here. And he will lose. These are 5 attacks. Okay, off-white, interesting. So 9 again. We could have also attacked more efficient, like 11, 11, and then I don't know, like the other ones doesn't matter then anyways. Okay, interesting, nice trigger for him. If he has more counter cards, but he doesn't. So let's see what cards are left. Okay, interesting. And yeah, that was all. Oh, he had all Doffys in hand and more Linlins. Yeah, I guess it was kind of devastating that we KO'd the 10 cost Doffy. And also our pace. Like, this is what the deck is really strong about. And here in this game you saw it quite well. Like, if you establish one Kuzan and then just gaining life from Linlin and KOing all of the other cards or push them back to life, like he will lose so many Dawn power and so many advantage, while you gain life, big character, and removal. That's crazy. So that is really the strength of King. But as you saw, we only played the Linlin and not any of the Kaido, sadly. Okay, so now we're playing against Usopp. Really nice leader, I enjoy him a lot. Quite sad at the moment that he's not that relevant in OP11 anymore. I saw a lot of Decklist and like tournament decklists, like in an overview about them, and yeah, quite sad he is not showing up there anymore. Because I enjoyed him actually really a lot. And maybe also the leader that I wanted to play in real life. Like buying the cards because they're a little cheap. So... But also a deck which is really popular in OP11 is the Bellobetti, which is interesting because I bought the deck for cents. It was crazy. Like every time I bought some new cards, I just included from the people where I bought just some extra Bellobetti card, and then I needed to buy maybe for €5, $5, like some additional cards, which I couldn't find while buying other cards. And then I had the deck. It was crazy. Like the deck cost less than maybe a Silver Rayleigh or something. Okay, so he KOs our blocker, trashes the Gum Gum Red Hawk. Interesting. That is not the best position at the moment. I mean, it's still early game, so it doesn't really matter. Nice that his Zoro is a 5 cost, so we can get rid of it with Finger Pistol and then just 6 into life. Usopp is quite good at establishing fast and early a big board, or like a mid-game character which goes for a wide board, maybe not big but right. And you definitely need to take care of that. I mean, he's always drawing a card, which feels a little bad. Makes a lot of sense if you can start to get rid of 2 cards or more per turn. But of course in the early game we are not able to do that. Maybe later. Okay, he takes definitely a long time for thinking about it. Okay, now he got it. The one-legged soldier. Okay. The 2K. Yeah, I guess also Usopp has a lot of cards which are quite not only cheap but also shiny, like the 2-legged soldier got also the new shiny rarity, which is cool. But the only thing I don't like about the deck is the alternate art leader. I'm not a big fan of the OP10 leader, to be honest. In alternate art. I guess I'm really not a fan of any of them. Like the Caesar Crown was probably the best, in my opinion. Sugar's also not that bad, but all of the others are... I guess they wanted to try a new style and establish something new. Definitely understandable. But for me, I prefer the big heads. But on the other hand, my friend, for example, like he's a big fan of the black and white arts, like for example like the Katakuri leader alternate art. So yeah, I guess also they tried with, for example, the Lucci or the Vegapunk, like the more family size leader, which are also cool. They are maybe my second favorite. Okay, so now he starts to establish the board, the Kairos. Pushing our blocker bet to hand is not that devastating, and he forgot to play out a third card. Interesting. So we could. Are we at 8 or at 9? I couldn't really see it at first. Okay, at 9. So we could play out the Kaido here. Why not? We cannot KO the Kyros. Yeah, because he's now in 8 cost. I just saw the orange line on top. That is really nice for Usopp. The additional +1. Really nice. Yeah, so we have no choice instead of just straight up going for life. So if he had a blocker and played out the additional card with Rebecca, that would have been a really strong turn for him. He could have used a Frankie or even a Bartolomeo or something, blocked a card, draw a card, and I didn't establish anything except for a blocker, and then he can take 2 lives. Another Kyros, okay. So maybe his hands are straight up for Kyros, 1 or 2 2Ks, then maybe some Red Hawk or something. So yeah, we need to take that Onigashima, kinda sad. Like also really important to mention, as you probably saw before, we need to have the Onigashima. And we should use the Tempest Kick first before we deploy the Kaido. I hope I'm not forgetting it here. Oh no, anyways, we can also do it later. No problem. I forgot about it that it's an active with main. That's the strong effect for playing against Blackbeard. That's why the card was so strong in Lucci. So now we can use it and remove 1 Kyros. He can draw a card, right? Oh no, because he was 5 or more cards, okay. So now 5 into lead. Let's see if he takes that. Probably not. He could use it. Oh, he don't even need to use the blocker. He could, but then he couldn't draw because he was at 6 life cards, hand cards. Yeah, so this turn will hurt a little. Like if he attacks with all 3 of his character, he just needs an additional don for Rebecca, then we have a problem. He would need some cost reduction for our Kaido. That's why for the Usopp the Ice Age hurts a little. I wanted to play the card or include it in my deck as well, just as a 2-off, because it's really nice for gaining some cost reduction. Okay, interesting. 9 into 5. We could counter out of that. And we do. So let's see. What is he doing now? He needs to play something, I guess. Maybe a Frankie would be strong here for him. For just have the additional block ring power. Because he's just at 1 life. So if I can remove his Bartolomeo, he is a little in trouble. But if he has a Frankie for next turn, that is alright also. Because he's still 1 life. Okay, 5 into 5. We need to take that. That is in solid attack. Now 9 into 5. We need to take that as well. A Kuzan, nice. But no Linlin. This is a little sad. We could use the Shigan Finger Pistol and go all in because we have no defensive option here. And that's what I'm meaning, like the Kaido is sadly not providing any defensive options, so 9 into 5. Let's see if he is able to counter out of that. It's just 3 cards, so... Yeah, it's just... This is straight like gambling. Let's see. Okay, he's thinking a lot about it. He's still at the blocking step, so... Okay, now he takes it. Okay, that is interesting. Maybe a bait. I don't like the people who are not countering out even if they could and trying to bait you. And we even win. Crazy. Like, let's look at his hand. A lot of Colosseums, okay. He's even playing the Kaido and the Mihawk. I'm not sure about that. The Mihawk can KO 7 cost, I guess. And the Kaido can push back to life at 8 cost. Okay, that's why our Kaido was kind of safe, because he couldn't get rid of it. But he could have used the Red Hawk. I mean, in his position, I probably what I would have done like last turn, maybe. Get rid of the Kaido for 6 ton. He even left 5 ton open. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Like, this guy fumbled a lot, I guess. Like, I would use the Red Hawk. Or maybe he drew the card here. That is also possible, like for the beginning of the turn. Oh, that's now hard to say, but if he had it before, what I would have done is remove the Kaido. And then I had 4 don left. 4 don. Maybe 2 into Rebecca, go into life. Then I could have countered out with 1 2k. And then 7 into life. Counter out with 2 and 1 again. Maybe it would have been better to take all 4 into Rebecca. But okay, obviously he didn't know my hand, so yeah, I would have done it this way. Like 6 into 5, 7 into 5, and then 9 into 5. And I would have still had my blocker probably. Yeah. And we only had 1 attack and he had the last life. If he didn't have the Red Hawk, then yeah, then he had a problem for sure. We were at 2 life, I guess, right? Yeah. Then he definitely needed to go all in. Like, what is this? 9 into 5. Then 5. This is a 7. This is a 5. Like, after the second, like the second attack, like the Usopp went through. This is what was our last life? Ah, the finger pistol. Okay, I would have done it more risky if I didn't have the Red Hawk and went with Edge would have tried to go with Bartolomeo into life, like going with Kairos. And if he KO'd the blocker, like we did, or was it a Kairos? I'm a little confused. Like, what was Kusan? What was our last life card? Ah, the Kusan. Yeah, then I would have straight went with 7 into life, and we couldn't have countered out and lost that. So that would have been probably like the best decision, and he could have won that. So let's go into the last game for today against Enel. Definitely a cool leader. Sad that Raigo got banned. It's a really strong card, don't get me wrong, but it hurts Enel a lot. Guess at the moment yellow decks are not that strong. The only one which is doing quite well is the Pudding. Eustace Kid is okay. But otherwise, I guess yellow, black, purple Luffy got hurt a lot from the Moria ban. Okay, no Onigashima, really sad for us. Okay, plays a blocker and is not attacking us. Maybe he wants to starve us. I'm not sure if this will work because we already have 3 of our big characters in hand. So we are able to fight back at least a little. Also we can draw with our leader ability. We play out an ulti just for getting an attack through. Like making our board bigger and and we got KO'd by Gidatsu. Okay, we countered that out. Probably the first one we could have taken, but I mean it's just a 6 into 5. I'm really tempted to always use a 2k here, especially with King, because we have so many 2ks. Now play another. card like a Husu, even if he's a 2k. I probably should have played Husu before to consider that Gedatsu can hurt us here instead of the ulti. Okay, he plays a Katakuri and pushes Husu into our life. Yeah, so now without Onigashima our Lin hurts a little. Because every time we play the Lin, we cannot use our leader ability. So what are we pushing back to life? The Gedatsu maybe for an additional attack next turn. We can push the Shirahoshi back later. Yeah, probably the Gedatsu makes more sense. Like he will let the attack through anyways probably. But the Gedatsu will not help him that much now, like later in the game now, because he maybe like he can KO something, but now only a 4 life. Okay, there's Enel, strong card. He will not gain a life here. So now we need to play the Kuzan probably. And then draw a card from our leader ability. So now we can like try to work on his board. Let's see. We have enough counter power to defend our Lin. Draw a card. Okay, we can trash that card for the next Lin or Kaido. Like the Kaido is nice to get rid of his hand size as well. But for sure like the Lin really good. Okay. Tries to KO that. 2 2Ks are needed. And we can do that. If we want to. Yep. Let's see if he tries to attack with Katakuri. I mean, if we wouldn't have countered out, he would have attacked with Katakuri anyways. Yeah, he tries it again for sure. So here is your third 2k. Okay, 14 into 9. Okay, interesting. He goes full ham. So we could KO that. We are still at 3 life. But we could also gain a life. But then we cannot draw a card. Yeah, I would guess the Kaido is the better choice here. So we can trash a card. KO the Enel, so he will not get that card back from his life. He trashed one of his 2Ks, really nice. So he will gain a life if he is at 1 or less. So it makes no sense to attack here, because otherwise he will gain a life. I mean, we could have done that, because I guess the ace could gain a life, but then he will get no rush, so it's like a so-so. Okay, just at 1 life now. We could play the Jack here for KOing something. But then we are not gaining any life cards. I mean, we are still at 2 2Ks, but it's a hard decision. Yeah, I guess. Okay, we get rid of the Kaido, of the Jack. Interesting. Later, I probably, or like now afterwards, I probably would have chosen the Shingan finger pistol, because the Jack we could maybe use later. So 10 into 8. Let's see if he counters that out. Gives us 2 cards for that. Okay, 2 2Ks, interesting. That feels really good. But we cannot use the Kuzan. Oh, I mean, at this point we could maybe, but if he KOs that, that would hurt a lot. Okay, another 2/2 cards. 2/2Ks, like 2 cards, but 2/2Ks. So if he plays now an Enel and KOs our Kuzan, like we need to defend that. Actually, this is not working because we have 2/2Ks. He needs to put like a lot of Dawn at Katakuri, like he did already, right? Yeah, and tries to KO it, but that was too less. And now he's KOing the Kaido. Crazy, like he should have KO'd the Kuzan if he already went for that, because now he's dead. Or he should have went with both into our life. Actually, oh, I bite on my lip. Actually, to be honest, I guess just going for life here would have been probably the best decision. Okay, we are not attacking with our with our active Kuzan. Because like the last life always makes no sense. Okay, 15 into 9, we can not counter out of that. Yeah, so now our Jack would be a lot better than Shigan Finger Pistol. Yeah, I guess the Jack is a solid choice here. Or we want to go more safer with the 2K? Yeah, okay. I mean, we can technically go for life here as I see it right now. Like, yeah, he's just at 1 life. So let's see what he's doing. Okay, he takes it. The first one is usually the one you take. Now the second one I probably should have done 11. That would have been... Oh, actually we cannot go for life. I forgot about the blocker. Okay, he takes that. So it doesn't matter what I'm doing here. I could play the Onigashima and the blocker. But that is... Oh, and actually he surrenders here. What is our last life? Queen, okay. Another Kuzan would be crazy. He has the ace, but ace cannot KO anything. Like he needed to push up his leader again to maybe 15 or 14 or something, and then try to KO all big cards. Like yeah, without Raigo, he was not able to KO all big cards, and that hurted him a lot, I guess. Also that we KO'd the Enel and he didn't got a new one. Felt also really bad because Enel can at least go to 12k, which then hurts me a lot for defending out our Kuzans. Because we always need to give at least 2 cards, which is a lot. Yeah, so maybe he should have used the Shirahoshi more earlier for save his cards, maybe. But yeah, I guess the Enel really hurt it a lot. I mean, he could even play more here at this point. Like if he plays the ace, of course we can KO it with the Kuzan if he goes next time into life. But maybe we would have countered out. I don't know. So kinda unlucky for the Enel player. Definitely still a strong deck, the Enel, but it's kinda hard to say. Like without Raigo, he's definitely missing some KOing power. But yeah, let's go back to King. Yeah, what can I say about the decklist? It still feels really good, even in OP11. I had some big problems, especially with the Kaido. I'm not sure if I would even recommend you to leave the card in the deck. It's a cool card, and you saw that it's like offensive, like you can get rid of a card. and the opponent needs to trash a card from hand with leaders which have a low hand size. This hurts a lot. But on the other hand, he has no defensive skills whatsoever, and Linlin is, in my opinion, just better. The only downside Linlin really has is like you losing one Don, which recommends or like requires you to have the Onigashima, otherwise you cannot use the leader ability. And a second recommendation is to not trash Queen too often like I did. It hurted a lot if you don't have a blocker in the late game. And later you can use the Queen ability for sure. Especially if you have also the Onigashima, then it's same as Linlin. Like the -1 Don is not that hurted. But it's not hurting that much, but yeah, what you can also think about is like cutting the finger gun down a little and maybe include a second queen. But the trigger feels really good. The card in general is, at least in my opinion, not that beneficial for the leader. Like you can get rid easily from like big character or like even middle-sized character with the Kuzan on board. But if you have the Kuzan already on board, like the Linlin or the Kaido, at least in my opinion, establish way more. Like maybe if you have a Jack more earlier, but as you saw in my gameplays, like it came up not that often. I mean, you can use it. It's a cool card. That's why I would recommend it maybe to go as a 3-off or even if a 2-off. And yeah, otherwise I was quite happy with the deck. Yeah, so tell me what you think about the leader, about the deck list, and if you would play the Kaido or not. Maybe you tried it already out, but yeah, for me, I quite enjoyed the deck list. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.